Dang, you can definitely tell it's the Halloween season.
Yeah, I mean, look at all these crazy, spooktacular decorations we got in the studio.
And to continue this spooky season, I thought we would talk about things that hide in the dark.
You mean like this?
No, not vampires and werewolves and stuff. More like things like cryptids and supernatural beings.
Oh, you mean like this guy?
No, that's the Crypt Keeper. We talked about him last week.
We did, yeah, reusing footage.
I'm thinking more like, like Bigfoot.
Oh, cryptids.
That's what I said, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So, cryptids and supernatural beings?
Sounds great. Right after this.
Welcome to Whiskey Pop. My name is Jeff.
And I'm Zane.
And today we're going to talk about things that are hidden in the dark or stay hidden. Then sometimes they're seen, but then not really seen. And
they're winked at.
Kind of.
Or always caught on really blurry video.
Cryptic. Or what we would call
cryptids.
Right. But before we can talk about cryptids,
we have some Will Wheaton whiskey that we have to do.
And this is Jack Daniel's Triple Mash Blended Straight Whiskey.
Oh man, and when we drink a little bit today, we're also going to review it when, Jeff?
On second pour on Friday. You gonna go in on that already?
What else is there to do?
Oh, okay.
Besides talk about cryptids.
Okay, let's go in. Oh yeah.
This will be a fun whiskey to drink while talking about cryptids.
Yeah, that's right, because we're not going to talk anymore about this whiskey until
Friday when we do second pour.
That's right. Okay, so before we talk about cryptids, was there anything growing up that you were scared of, that you never really saw it, but you were scared of it?
Well, that's kind of funny, but yeah, I mean, growing up, there was kind of like a locally legend of a gangly, they're just kind of like a monster or a creature, right? That kind of snuck around through old abandoned buildings and all this stuff. And so as a kid, don't go digging around places you shouldn't.
Abandoned places, right?
They made a creepypasta that's basically the same thing I was scared of as a kid. That actually became a thing. They called it the Rake.
The thing was called the Rake?
Well, nowadays it's called the Rake, but when I was actually a kid, they didn't really even have a name. They just always described it. But for you who are into cryptids, it was the Rake. Imagine Gollum that's gonna kill you. I mean,
looking for the
that's kind of the thing, you know.
See, growing up for me, my grandfather made me scared of things like grab balls. He always said, "We gotta watch out for the grab balls." I'm like, what the hell's a grab balls, right? So, but it was these creatures that come out of the ground at night and grab you and take you back in the ground. Grab all. Yeah, I see. I know, but as a little kid, that was some scary shit.
It's time to take Jeffrey snipe hunting.
You ever heard of a snipe?
Okay, for us to start this cryptid thing, I think we should talk about...
You mean like the king of the cryptids?
Yeah, I guess it could kind of be the king of the cryptids.
Is that what we're going with this? Are we talking about Squatch?
The Sasquatch.
It's still there. Abominable snowman!
The Tibetans call them Yeti! Mara, Rochata! Mame Chincho, Chiro Bara!
She speaks Yeti?
Can you believe that? Do I look abominable to you?
It's real, damn it.
I knew you were gonna go there. See, I knew if we did a cryptid episode, and we even remotely talked about Bigfoot, do I need to go get your foil hat?
Hey, you know, just because there's deniers in the world doesn't mean that certain things aren't real. Like Sasquatch.
Okay, so you're wondering what a Sasquatch looks like. It's like this, what, 6 foot to 15 foot tall, hairy beast that looks like half ape, half man.
Walks on all twos.
It smells funny.
Yeah, they say they stink.
Very hairy. And actually the only real, what was it, 1967?
Yes.
It was the photo done by, what's the name out in the...
You're talking about the video.
The video, right?
Yeah.
Where you see it walking. This video right here. How many times has that video been, like, debunked?
You know, as many times as it's been verified, actually.
It's been brought back up as being the real deal,
yeah,
right?
because even within the last year, there was a new video editor and stuff that went through and re-examined it, and they're like, yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
That's a thing, and it's like a guy that at the time has no reason to make stuff up.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, but what makes that one so interesting and more real is that they're like now discovering, hey, that was a female. That's right. So in 1967, they're gonna
couldn't see the.
They were getting it was the Paps. You can say that on YouTube.
Yeah, but so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
But you know, Bigfoot is probably the most popular.
Yeah,
He's
it
been
is
in
the most
movies.
And you gotta realize the Squatch, it's like in all kinds of cultures across the globe.
Yeah, you got Yetis, you got Wendigos.
Yeah.
You have, what are some other ones? There's another one. Oh, the Abominable Snowman.
Right.
All that seems to be Bigfootish. So I guess there's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, and all we know is, for a fact, is that yes, he does put the star on the top of the Christmas tree.
No, that was a Bumble.
Again, another game.
This next cryptid is one blood-sucking nasty.
Are we talking about like a manged coyote here?
We're talking about the chupacabra.
In Ratcliffe, a small town in DeWitt County, residents are certain they found the mythical, despicable chupacabra. And this time, it's alive. Jackie Stock says her husband caught the creature Sunday night.
He called me to come and look, and I said, Bubba, that looks like a baby chupacabra.
Turn around like a man! No soy un hombre! Soy a chupacabra!
Their goats are being snatched away in the darkness of the night. Chupacabra, chupacabra.
What just jumped the wire?
Chupacabra, chupacabra.
Starting to perspire.
The chupacabra came out in like, what, the 90s?
Yeah, and that was based on sightings.
I think it was initially not based on sighting as much as they were finding like cows.
Yeah, the chicken sucker stuff and all that.
chickens like dead.
Yeah.
Like all these animals where all their blood was gone, but they still, the meat, the carcass was all there. Like, you remember seeing these videos, you see these dead cows across the pasture.
Yeah.
They're all dead. None of the meat's touched. It's just the blood's gone.
That's it.
That's that chupacabra, right?
Yeah. Well, and this is what we're talking like Central America is where this is mainly focused out of, I think, right?
Yeah, initially, yeah. Now it's moved up into southern, United States. Now, there's not actually any real photographic evidence of a chupacabra. Everything we've seen is like you were saying, coyotes with mange or raccoons without hair or bears without hair.
There's a really good video of a policia or somebody that's like either in Mexico City or somewhere in like a rural area of Mexico in their squad car. And they've got dash cam thing going on, and there is a hairless, large dog creature that they're chasing behind them on the road, like going slow enough, and it's just trotting along, and they haven't been able to really confirm much about that. And they're like, that's that blood-sucking, chicken-eating thing.
But see, now the chupacabra, when it was first discovered or talked about,
wasn't necessarily a dog.
Yeah, they talk about like a stand upright creature. They kind of look like those creatures from Land of the Lost, but with teeth.
Yeah, no, that's true. And then it's been this changeover to like
doggish type of animal creature, right, over time, because that's what we see a lot is these hairless, manged animals.
Yeah.
That's a chupacabra.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
The funny thing is this vampire is probably the second most popular vampire next to Dracula.
I think they're all kind of the same thing.
You think Dracula is a chupacabra?
Not Dracula, but the chupacabra and some other cryptids. Namely, what we're going to talk about next.
Skinwalkers.
That's exactly right.
May 2021, Saskatchewan, Canada. 2 female security guards are working a 12-hour night shift on a Cree First Nation reserve when they discover they are not alone. It's difficult to make out, but it appears to be a nearly translucent humanoid figure walking towards the security guards. The figure seems to blend in with the tall grass and has no identifying features. One of the most popular theories is that the security guards have had an encounter with something called a skinwalker.
Buddy! How you doing? Oh, just some cruisers, man. That's crazy shit. Guys crawling at me like it's goddamn. What's up, dude?
Now, the Native American folklore has
About skinwalkers, right?
everything from skinwalkers to giants.
Wasn't that like the Navajo that kind of talked about the skinwalkers?
It was definitely like one of our our Western desert tribes that definitely came up with this.
It's like this spirit that, you know, possesses humans and puts a skin over itself, but then also looks like an animal. Sometimes look like a deer, a dog.
Fact check, there is video to be found with a large wolf-like creature running across some rocks, and right before your eyes, it stands up and runs away like a person. It's weird, unexplainable. Maybe it's just really good video editing.
I've seen some of those videos online too, where they like see a guy out in the middle of the woods like screaming for help.
Oh, those are the creepy ones.
Like,
help me! And they're like, no, don't do it.
You know, like that's a skinwalker. You're like, they use it to get you to come out there, and then they
help me.
Our next cryptid. This one's probably one of the oldest cryptids.
Okay.
250 years old.
Oh yeah, that's really old.
Right? And we're talking about something that looks like a devil, has hooved feet.
And has first eye testimony as of late as like the 90s, I think.
And then it sometimes has wings, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking about
the New Jersey Devil.
The legend of Mrs. Leeds, her family in the Pine Barrens, and the Jersey Devil. It's said that in 1735, Mother Leeds was pregnant with her 13th child. Her husband Daniel, though a good provider, was an uninvolved father. She couldn't handle another addition.
In a moment of perhaps understandable weakness, she said, I hope this one's not a child. Let this one be a devil.
When the baby arrived, everything seemed normal, at first.
But then something went terribly wrong. In the space of less than 20 minutes, the baby grew to the size of 2 full-grown men.
He developed coal-red eyes and a horse's head, bat wings, goat feet, and serpentine tail.
Sightings of a bizarre flying monster have been terrifying the residents of New Jersey for centuries.
My first reaction was, oh my God, it was very scary.
I felt like I am prey.
The beast is thought to live deep in this desolate forest.
No one was going out after dark. The whole area was just in a state of emergency.
The creature seems to have no fear of man. The Jersey Devil.
A body that's similar to a horse or a deer.
It was just really ugly, and it was a snout, but it wasn't a snout of anything I've seen.
The head of a horse, the wings of a bat, the feet of a goat, and a long serpentine tail.
The Jersey Devil's been around for 250 years, all the way back to the colonial times.
Mm-hmm.
So when the colonies first settled New Jersey area at the time, there was reports of this Jersey Devil thing coming out of the woods.
Yeah, the last... Now, again, I haven't been up on it totally.
Yeah, me either.
But one of the last reports that was of a sighting of the Jersey Devil was... There were 2 incidences that happened back to back. One, an old lady saw a creature that she described basically as like a pterodactyl. A pterodactyl.
A pterodactyl?
That's what she described.
Are you reading words like me now?
Yeah. A pterodactyl.
A pterodactyl.
That stole her little dog. Within like the month or so, they found
a hawk.
They found a carcass of a cow hanging from the top of an electric pole.
Chupacabra.
Well, not in Jersey. It's the devil. Grabs them, flies up there like this, sits up there and eats them,
And then just leaves the cow up there.
It's either that or the Thunderbird, and then we're throwing back all the way.
Well, now you're going back to the southwestern part of the United States.
That's right. It's all the same thing because they're real.
No. Now the story on the Jersey Devil is that like a mother had like cursed her newborn unborn baby.
It's
it came out like Hellboy. It's a devil, and then
choose your own fate. You may look like the devil, doesn't mean you have to act like one.
But I have seen some photos of like hooven feet in snow in that area at certain times of year, and that usually kind of digs up that whole Jersey Devil story again, right?
Yeah, it's that first eyewitness stuff that really just keeps building it back up because people seeing things. And of course, you're like, well, you're just old. That's why you saw that.
No, you sweet old lady.
Yeah, but then you're like, well, how do you explain that carcass dangling up there? Who could carry a cow
you
up to
look
the top
up, there's a cow hanging in there.
I mean, you'd have to have machinery to do that.
Yeah. That almost reminds me of that skit on Monty Python where they're shooting the sheep out of the trees.
I forgot about that one.
Trouble is, sheep are very dim. And once they get an idea into their heads, there's no shifting it.
It's this next cryptid.
Yes.
This is, I would say, the oldest cryptid that we know of.
You really think so?
1,500 years is pretty damn old.
Yeah, that's pretty old.
I mean, do you know of anything else?
I mean,
there's the devil.
Yeah, well, I mean, there is that. That's pretty old.
That's pretty old since the dawn of time, I guess.
Yeah, but what you're talking about is
the Loch Ness Monster.
Nessie, as she's known, has been part of Scottish folklore for centuries, becoming a worldwide sensation in 1933 after a series of alleged sightings and photographs. Looking for a plausible explanation, some claimed she was the descendant of the plesiosaur, a long-necked aquatic dinosaur.
Maybe the Loch Ness Monster is real. Well, so a new study says it's plausible. Okay. Researchers recently found fossils from a dinosaur-aged marine reptile called plesiosaurs, which have been the inspiration for the Loch Ness Monster. Here's the big revelation. Those fossils were found in an ancient freshwater riverbed.
This is the latest sighting of what's believed to be the Loch Ness Monster. Ripples in the water and what appears to be the body of a creature.
Well, it was about that time that I noticed this Girl Scout was about 8 stories tall and was a crustacean from the Plesiosaur girl.
The Loch Ness Monster.
I said, damn it, monster, get off my lawn. I ain't giving you no tree fitty.
I mean, he's a Plesiosaurus or a Plesiosaurus? Playa, get it right.
Plesiosaurus. Pleiosaurus.
Yeah, that's what he had.
Yeah, so everybody thinks it's a dinosaur that's that's lived this long.
No, it's just they know how to reproduce and live.
So there's more than one.
That's correct.
So then there's many.
Are you saying that I could possibly have a plethora
of Plesiosauruses? Plesiosaurus. Oh, I'd say you have a plethora. So Loch Ness Monster first was observed, seen, witnessed in 565 AD.
That is, for you guys don't realize, that is a long time ago.
It's almost 1,500 years ago.
Yeah, it's a long time.
By an actual saint. Saints don't lie.
No, they do not.
Ask the Catholic Church.
I beg your pardon, what did you say?
But the most famous photo is that 1934 photo.
Yeah.
You can kind of see its neck and its head out of the water.
Yeah, it looks a lot like this, actually.
Yeah.
Let me get a shadow of this.
And it's got the little ripple behind it. I mean, that photo was probably examined I don't know how many times.
You know, when you're doing the swim?
That was a big swim.
Oh.
You know, interesting enough, the Loch Ness is black. Like, it is super dark.
Shut your mouth, woman!
Wait, what? It never freezes. You're still working on that black thing right now, aren't you?
You're talking about the Loch Ness.
The actual
the
Loch.
Lake Ness.
No, the Loch Ness.
That's what I'm saying. The actual lake Ness.
The Loch is black.
Loch means lake in like Squattish.
Well, we're talking about the Loch Ness Monster. It's not called the Lake Ness Monster.
It's just like saying
you can't start calling it a lake now because it's Loch.
So what's black, the monster or the lake itself?
Well, now you're just being racist. Why does it matter if the monster's black or not?
Damn it, monster! Get off my lawn!
I'll tell you.
The loch is black.
The loch is black.
I mean, they sent like stuff down there and you can't even see.
Yeah.
And then there was a expedition done like a couple of years ago where they did sonar over the entire loch.
Yeah.
Lake, whatever you want to call it.
That's good. You can call it a loch.
Anyway, they didn't find anything, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
But still, the Loch Ness Monster brings millions of dollars to that area of tourism every year.
Oh yeah, if I was gonna be in the area, I would definitely go by and just.
The last thing you want to do.
I'm gonna go out and look. Ooh, I might see it.
The last thing you want to do is prove that it's not real.
Oh, well, sure.
How about just 250? I said, oh, now it's only 250. What is that, sale on Loch Ness Munchies or something?
Our last cryptid. We had to talk about this. Like, is this really a cryptid?
And
but it has to be, right?
I think it has to be kind of because
it's not real.
It's a monster, or is it?
Like all these cryptids.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody believes Bigfoot's really real.
Nobody believes that.
Okay, so our last cryptid comes around the holiday season.
It sure does. Specifically, the one after the Halloween season.
But we're talking about
Krampus.
Is this character too scary to be in a Christmas parade? The St. Cloud Chamber of Commerce says yes. So today, the folks at the Fire Brewery got final word from the chamber their float featuring Krampus will not be allowed.
Now, since you are going to be here for a while, you all must be the good children and follow the rules. Rule number 1, do not make the mess. Rule number 2, do not disobey the Krampus. Ever! And rule number 3, never, under any other circumstances, go into that room.
The shadow of St. Nicholas. It was Krampus. And as he had for thousands of years, Krampus came not to reward, but to punish. Not to give, but to take. He and his helpers.
Okay, so Krampus shows up the night before Santa and takes all the bad kids away?
The really bad kids.
You can negotiate your salvation from the Krampus by leaving him schnapps, because he really likes to get fish-snookered.
Fish-snookered?
Before he picks up the kids.
Otherwise, he's stuffing you in his sack and carrying you off, and who knows what happens.
To hell, I guess.
I think it's HE double hockey stick.
I mean, Krampus looks like this big, giant goat man devil with a forked tongue and horns and a tail and chains and whips and...
Oh, he seems to be carrying. Yeah, for sure.
He's pretty much Satan on... And Satan and Santa get along. I guess they're like buddies.
Or are they?
Or no, Krampus is not Satan and Santa. Krampus and Santa get along, and they're like buddies. And I guess Satan and Santa get along too.
Santa.
They're kind of the same if you flip the letters around.
Yeah. And they call him Saint Claus.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
It's really popular in Germany. They even have like Krampus parades.
That's right, you were telling me about it.
You gotta see these. They're right here. The Krampus is a pretty big mythological cryptid now, right?
Oh yeah.
And popular. I think I actually even have a Krampus on my Christmas tree every year.
Because that's not weird.
It's there with the pickle.
Because that's not weird.
I'm Pickle Rick!
Did we forget today a cryptid that you wanted to see on this little list?
I'm sure we did. There's a myriad of them, so.
There's a ton of them. So write that down below in our comments.
Yeah, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.
You can see it right here, see subscribe. And don't forget to ding Zane's dong.
Because that's the only way I'm going to be able to tell you when I've got new content.
And you do that by hitting that little bell right down there. See a little bell? Just go ahead and ding that little bell right there.
That's that little bell.
In the meantime, you guys be sure to check us out later this week when we review Jack Daniel's Triple Mash.
And when do we do that, Jeffrey?
Friday on
Second Pour.
In the meantime, you guys continue to be geeky, and we'll see you next week for another episode of Whiskey Pop, and Friday for Second Pour.
Cheers.
Cheers.